Hey everyone, Jim T. Graham with RC Groups. You're on the live hangout. Well, there's a lot of new things. I was thinking, we did this just last week. How many things are there to talk about? There's actually quite a few. We have Jason broadcasting. Listen, Jason, when are you coming home now? Is it 2 more weeks?
Next Sunday I'll be home.
So
I got one more broadcast from Croatia here, and then I'll be home the next one.
So will you be here next week?
I will be next weekend. Not this Sunday, but next Sunday.
Gotcha. Okay.
Nice. Good. It'll be good to have you back.
Yes, sir.
Well,
I can't wait to get back.
I was just writing an article about the plains of summer, and it's still hot. My air conditioner went out today. That
sounds nostalgic, Jim.
Oh, it's getting cold here.
Really?
Yeah, 40s at night and like 60s, mid 60s during the day. It's getting pretty chilly.
That's not cold.
Can you speak Croatian yet, Jason?
I only know one word. It's fala.
Which means cut my hair.
Thanks, thank you, something like that.
So my best friend in LA, Sasha, was from Croatia, but when he talked like this, like he was from New York.
Yeah.
Do you find that Croatian people talking to you sound like they're from New York?
Yeah, they sound just like you just said too. Like it's like
Really?
Russian sort of. And then I did find the one lady at the haircut place that does a terrible job. Look at this haircut. There's like this line that goes
nice
on both sides, like terrible haircut. I have to wear a hat every day now on TV because it's so bad.
It's pretty short, Jason.
I know. I got to grow that junk out.
You need to go ice, baby. You need to get like cut.
She put steps in the side of your head, dude. She stepped it.
Yeah,
all you live viewers, hold on. Matt Gunn's got something awesome.
What do you mean, man?
Well, just do it. Just show them the most awesome thing in the shop. So I wanted it. I bet Jason wanted it, but I knew you were the man for the job, Matt Gunn. And
yeah. No, really. Here we go.
Manta.
It is the Blade Manta.
That's smaller.
RC. Yeah, no, I thought it was going to be a massively large airplane. It is small and it is lightweight.
That's why I didn't want it. I thought, oh, this is a monster for flying out to sea,
Yeah, right. It weighs nothing, and it flies on a 4S 1300. Yep, 1300. Your standard pack,
a quad pack, right?
Yeah, it's the standard race pack. That's it. So, let's talk about the Manta. First of all, it builds. Here we go.
Oh, sorry.
You presented
to. This is the Manta.
There we go.
There you go, Micah.
All right. So first of all, it builds really fast. It's this center section here. You can see that line right there. That's your wing where you glue it together. It does not come with any glue, and I used foam tack, and it went together great. Now you have these winglets over here, and you can either choose.
Can I just say I miss foam tack? Like I miss having glue and tools and the things that I normally build with.
Yeah, foam tack's the shizzle, isn't it?
So
you have these wing tips here that you can use these instead. I could have put that on there instead of these curled up tips, and they're sort of like they have the ability to put, I guess, a coroplast fin on the side, or just run it like that. Right. See it? But the problem is, and there was a slight problem, they had a little bit of QC control because they sent me two right-hand sides.
Nice.
So even if I wanted to run these winglets, I can't because they're the wrong size. No big deal. I know Horizon Hobby has excellent customer service. I could just call, they'd put another one in the mail instantly. But I decided, for the sake of reducing wing waggle, the old wing waggle, I decided to run these big old curled up tips over here, and they'll probably help with stalling characteristics too. Not like this is going to be going slow or anything, but for tracking purposes, I think we did pretty well. So back to the wing. It goes together really, really quickly. All you do is just put the carbon spars in. You glue them. Once you have it together, you glue this carbon spar in with some CA all the way down. And then the rest of it's already built. This carbon spar and the Elevon's already in there. you got these two bays right here. Now this bay has your immersion RC 600 milliwatt VTX, but it's not a race band. It's the one. It's got the dip switches right there. You see, so you only got your standard Fat Shark. What is it? 7 or 8 channels? I think it's 7.
I think it's 8.
8 channels. You're right. Okay, yeah, 4, 4, and then either all the way up or down. So that kind of stinks, I guess, because if I wanted to race this, let's just say if I wanted to take this right out the box and go race it at an event where, you know, Ready Made RC is there, or Joe Scully is using his setup, they always use the race band freaks. So I would have to pull this out and put a different one in. So that's a problem, I guess. Not really a big problem, but still, that kind of was a shocker that they wouldn't have race band. And then you have let's go ahead and take the top off here. You got these 3.
It looks pretty well thought out, though, man. I mean, that's more than you usually get.
I was going to say, I think it's cool, and I'm sure it's well engineered, but I just have to say, I think it's ugly.
Oh, Jason, dude.
I don't like the way it looks.
I think it looks pimp.
I like it a lot. I'd like to own it.
It does look like a manta ray, exactly like that's why they call it a manta. It looks like a freaking manta ray.
Yeah,
so
it looks a lot better.
I might put giant LED lights in those front bulges, so they kind of look like eyeballs.
These are some big bulges.
It's like a Cadillac.
Yeah, you got a Fat Shark 700 TVL up front, and the cool thing is that you got this little JST connector that you can disconnect the FPV system easily if you're doing some test and tune. AS3X in it. Now this is cool. It comes pre-programmed with 3 launch modes. All you need to do is bind it, and then in your DX. Where's my DX9?
DX9. This is just like my Radiant XL. Same thing.
Yep. So all I had to do was set up the switch that I wanted the gear channel to be on, and then it was already set up. So mode 0 is launch mode, and what mode 0 does is it raises the elevons up slightly and allows you to just throw it, and it'll slowly go up, and then it will not deviate from level. It will always hold straight and level, which is totally cool. If you get in a bad situation, you flip it on into mode 0, and it will hold level, and it doesn't hold altitude or hold heading, obviously no GPS or baro, but it does hold wings level. And mode 1, which is the center of the switch, holds it's free flying, but only lets you go to a specific bank angle. And then mode 3 is completely free flying, any sort of bank angle you want, but it does just like mode 2, it corrects for wind, issues, any bobbling, stuff like that. That's all it does. It doesn't change anything at all. It flies just like you would a normal plane on rails. Talon, Eagle Talon 35 amp ESC underneath there, nice little cooling intake.
Talon,
wow. Yeah, and then this Blade 1800 kV motor on the back. This thing is beef, and so I'm ready to fly it. I really am. I was going to maiden it today. I decided not to rush it. I mean, not that that's a problem, but I decided not to rush it and just get prepared for our weekly meeting instead of going out. Oh, and you put the GoPro right there, so it only fits a GoPro. And I think you need to run that GoPro up front, or else you're not going to have the weight and balance that you want. So cool thing also is it comes with 3 different sticker sets. You get your military one, you get your one that looks like a circuit board, and then you get your kind of cheesy Pep Boys flames. You know how it goes, that you would put on the side of your car. I didn't like all that, so I just went for the one wing stickers.
Oh, I'd at least put some black bars under there or something.
Oh, you mean these black bars?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, those came on the military side. So all in all, I'm digging it, man. Can't wait to fly it. No, it's 90 miles per hour out the box, and Blade specifically markets this to intermediate racing racers or pilots. Now, what that is, how this thing would hold up in a race, I don't know. I mean, it's not hold up, but you know, fair against the competition. There's guys out there doing 100, 110. I saw the new ready-made RC wing fly. That thing is 130-mile-an-hour wing.
That's
So,
EPO, right? This one.
This one is, and so is the is the ready-made RC one.
Those aren't. They gotta. I mean, the manufacturers gotta get better at this. Those aren't racers.
I beg to differ, Jason. I beg to differ under the fact that they crashed that ready-made RC, same material as this, hard, dense foam here. They crashed that thing 5 to 10 times, 130 mile an hour into the gates, and it would rip the center section off, which was designed to come off, and it would not even tear the wings at all. And everyone was, it's sort of a preconceived notion.
The Manta is not going to hold up at a race. It's just not a racer. It's a cool.
Well, you just not. I guess you don't crash it into the ground and it'll hold up, man. You know?
But that's not racing. It'd be like taking a DJI Mavic and go into a drone race with it. It's just, it's fast and it's nimble and maneuverable, but it's just not appropriately suited for that task. And
well, let me flip side that. Almost no one's going to go racing really in the real world. I mean, I hope that it becomes a huge thing and gets big, but the majority of us are looking for wings that we can fly in the sky with our goggles and have a good time and shoot some video. And if you look at it that way, I think it's awesome.
No, I think it's a great plane, and it's going to fly awesome, and it's going to be fast and fun. You can get low and do, you know, proximity stuff with it. But I think when they just say, oh, and you can race it, it's like, yeah, you can, but you're not going to want to.
Well, this type W wing that's coming to me is supposed to be a racer. It's
again, and that's EPO, and I think it's going to be problematic for real racing. Talking about the guys that are competitive and doing it, and that's what they do. You got to have EPP.
I'll have you on those sticks.
I disagree, and obviously, respectively, just seeing the EPO wings, seeing the ready-made wing. Fly, man, 130 mile an hour through the gates, and they wrecked it so many times, and it did not disintegrate like everyone was saying that they do.
But that's designed not to do that. That's because it's purpose built to do that, and it still sucks. You have to keep replacing your wing every time with all your wires and everything. But the Type W, that one, all these other wings aren't designed to break apart and pop off like that. They're going to tear and crash, and you're going to destroy it, just like the other thing we tested and flew. The first time you crash it, you're breaking parts and you're gluing stuff back together, and that's not what you want in a race wing.
I think this is some great debate.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, if you don't crash, and yes, crashes happen. Okay. But I think at race speeds, a crash can be debilitating for both of those types of foams. You know, I mean, if you hit right on the money at that speed, things get destroyed. You could be put out the race as easily with an EPO plane as you would with an EPP. Now, with that said, you know, if you're not, I mean, that was a pretty gnarly gate that we went through at the ready-made RC race, and it was, you know, you go under it and then go up and do an Immelman and come back around, and people were hitting that gate left and right, and it was just like, if you don't hit it, you will fare much better. Even it's easy to say, yeah, don't hit it. Of course, no one wants to hit it. But I think that in the right hands, I'm not advocating specifically for this plane, but I'm just saying in the right hands, an EPP plane can fare well in a racing situation.
Yeah, my whole point was,
I hear you, brother.
Planes are the obvious choice for racers, and it's kind of like weird when manufacturers take these EPO planes that are clearly not going to survive, except for the one exception of the ready-made RC plane, and then say that they're racers. It's just kind of weird marketing, I think. But
hey,
yeah,
Jason,
it's fresh, man. It's a fresh industry.
You said your box arrived from Horizon?
Yeah, I got a box from Horizon. I'm assuming it's the what is that one? The new racer that they've got, the 220, the
ridiculous. Hey, I'm gonna go see if my box is here. If your box is there,
let's see if your box is here.
It's a boxer. You guys are.
My wife sent me a picture of the box. Maybe I can show you the picture.
Here, this is me now.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. Let's put it on Jim. There we go. Jim, you're looking a little bit thin. Really? You're giving Jason and I both raises?
Oh, nice. So there's my box. I don't know if you can see it.
Let's go ahead and present you to everybody.
That's my box from Horizon. It looks pretty darn big if you ask me. I don't know what's in there.
That's big for a quad, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm not sure.
I wonder what you got.
But it has a LiPo warning sticker on it. There's definitely some batteries in there.
You should have her open it for you.
Well, she just said she's actually watching, so she says it would take me a moment to open it. Go open it, for goodness sake.
It wouldn't take you as long as it took Jim to open that day.
We're all waiting, DeChera. Go open the box.
Oh, Jim just took his own head off.
Nashville to Croatia out to everybody in YouTube land. All right, she's gonna open the box.
All right, is she gonna like do it live, or are we just gonna hear what it is?
Yeah, let's get DeChera in.
Well, she can't get in, but she can talk to me through Facebook Messenger and show me what's in the box.
Oh yeah.
All right, this is important stuff. So we need to see what's going on here.
Where's my box? Where's my box?
Hey, you guys remember when I had that? I remounted the. Yeah, down low now. So I'm using this guy here and mounted on there. This thing works incredibly well now. So digging it. There we go.
Hey, while we wait, if you guys are ever in Croatia and you crash your Inspire with an X5 into the Adriatic Sea,
oh no!
You gotta know this one guy who is a military special forces guy.
They're all military special forces in Croatia.
We'll go down and recover it with scuba diving gear and recover the footage off of it. It's amazing.
Now, who crashed their pro?
So it is. It's the
ridiculousness.
Conspiracy 220 with the backpack, I guess. That's why the box was so big.
Oh, you got that cool backpack, man.
Yeah.
Not only did you get a back, Nabbit, I just presented you.
I know, and I was doing the same thing, so it canceled each other out.
Not only did you get that in the backpack, you also got the racing tool set.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait. So that's going to be one of the first things I dive into when I get home, get that review started. So I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Well, I've got the Type W coming, and I also put in a request. I don't know. I may have to spend my own money on this. It's the new SU-29 Mike McConville plane with AS3X on board. So what I'm looking for is, Jason, as you know.
Yeah.
Someone's texting me. Oh, wait. It was Matt Gunn. I didn't actually read it yet, Matt.
You got to.
Oh, I got to read it? Okay, hold on. Hold on, everyone. We got to stop the broadcast for a second.
What's going on?
Oh, all right. Okay. Yeah, that's been discussed. We actually went over that at Nashbro, Matt.
Okay.
That was brought up to me in a pickup truck. So anyway, I keep looking for the aerobatic plane to FPV. And when I stumbled across the SU-29, I realized that AS3X with the get out of jail safe card button. So what I want to be able to do is fly super low inverted, super knife edge, all kinds of aerobatic moves while I'm in the goggles, because that's what I was doing when I crashed my surfer. And AS3X will help smooth it out, and I can hit the button and automatically right myself when I get in bad trouble.
You can.
So yep. I put in a request. We'll see if we get it. If we do, it's going to be awesome. But I do have something to talk about. Before I switch to the screen, which is hopefully in one of my 800 tabs up here. I brought this up earlier. Now, they did say they might change the name of this, but I told them not to do that. It's the Airbot Air. Have we looked at this before?
I think we have.
Okay. Well, the news is
I've never seen it.
Okay, it's not the Airbot Air. Airbot Air is actually the name of this broadcast on a Wi-Fi channel. So that you connect to it, and so here's this unit, sleek. And then here's the transmitter with my iPad.
Dude, this thing just screams Phantom.
Yeah. So I'm going to turn the transmitter on so you can see the bottom.
Yeah, it's totally a Phantom transmitter clone. Huh?
We have looked at this, but the update is I could not get their software to work properly. It was very laggy and it kept dropping. And so I wrote them and I said, hey, this is not up. And they said, we know, we just updated the software. So today, before the broadcast, I charged the battery, deleted all my old software, put on there too. It's Walkera drone, and I forgot what the other one is. But one allows you, it tells you everything. So, well, heck, he said, not cursing out loud. I'm going to find the Airbot drone, which I found prior to the show, trust me, but now it's lost again.
Dude, what's the outcome? Does it work?
Okay, I'm going to peel this away.
On the RCGroups live hangout.
Jim talks about the same thing. Hold on. Here we go. We're getting to go. You know what we need? We need a full-time processing person.
I'm also sad that these signs aren't turned on in the background.
You know why my signs aren't on?
No?
Tell them the truth.
Do you want to know how many lithium polymer batteries I've killed because I forgot the sign was on?
You need to hook up a 12-volt power inverter and plug it into the wall with a switch.
Or how about the little ready-made RC voltage alarm?
Well, I had that on there, but it's.
Can you imagine that screaming at you at 4 in the morning?
The last one was.
You have to get a power supply. That's what they're made for.
Yeah. He likes going all natural, aka.
It's in their name. That's what they do.
I want to show you a screenshot. Okay, y'all are seeing my screenshots here, right?
Yes, sir. It looks like a Mario.
Okay,
game.
Let me just say I was in the I was in the backyard, and this actually worked. I mean, I need to go to the field, Jason, and I guess I'll go tomorrow. But you need to get up and out where there's no trees. I was in the backyard covered in trees and a swimming pool, and I was flying around collecting old coins.
Did it work? I mean, did it look like that?
It was, the lag was minimal. Now tomorrow I'll probably bring a camera and videotape myself waving my hand in front of it and all that good stuff. But I was like, holy cow, it's actually working. I'm ping, ping, ping. And I thought this is a great way to learn how to fly a quad too.
I have never seen anything like that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So check this out. I turn this on in my backyard and I take off and a dang TIE fighter comes in from behind me. And I'm like, wow, it works.
Is there haptic feedback? Do you feel everything shake?
No, that would be awesome. Or maybe it'd be bad for your flying, but I can't figure out how to shoot my guns. So I'm going to have to get in the manual and figure out how to shoot back at these guys.
Jim T. Graham can't shoot a gun.
Yeah, on an iPad.
Bad day for Texas.
Jason, I tried to call you. I guess it was yesterday. I took lunch and brought all my 45 pistols out. Just, I kept complaining about the Defender and how I couldn't shoot it.
Yeah.
Well, I figured it out. I'm going back to my one-handed shooting stance and I'm back on target.
Okay.
So let's talk about one more thing. I want to find the shot of, this is the game. So there's two apps. This is one app. So there's also this is like a racing sim. So it's kind of vectorish.
So, I'm confused. That looks so much better than what Eagle Tree makes.
There's a reason. This is only on your dang iPad.
So it's not done through the encoding software.
Right. Now, what I haven't done, y'all told me I could not pull this off of my iPad into my goggles, but I believe I can. So I'm going to figure that out too.
Hey, quick question. Does it just line up? Are those generated in GPS coordinates, or is that just on a screen?
No.
And when those it's all 2D?
I think, well, they look 3D in the monitor, and I do think it's GPS created because, as I'll show you hopefully in another screen, in a lower corner and a different DJI app, Walkera app.
Oh, there's a little Freudian action going on.
They have Google Maps. And while I'm flying, let me find it. Come on, be here for me.
Look at that guy.
It's not showing me what I need to see.
There's the most unsafe launch ever. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worst.
Oh my gosh.
How to lose an eye.
Okay, I'm gonna stop broadcast.
Like eyesore.
Big eyes. What?
Hey, unlock me out of here, Matt Gunn.
You trying to bail?
I'm gonna stop presenting.
All right, I'm gonna. Okay, there you go.
So what I'm gonna do is find this other screen, but there's another app, and it allows you to. There's buttons here. It's pretty interesting. It's more interesting now that everything works. So
Yeah.
I have buttons here for video and camera. So while I'm flying, I can go snapshot, or I can video on, video off. These two are for gimbals, but that's for quadcopter that I do not possess.
Gotcha.
And then as shown before, it has this gimbal here, which are this gamepad button, which I think is for the gimbals as well. I haven't figured this part out yet.
That is this nice looking little controller. I don't care what you say.
Super solid. And so what I'm saying is the other app, if you're looking at the screen, it has that Google Maps thing. I can push the little tiny Google Maps square. It becomes full screen, shows me where the quad is right now. And I can set waypoints and tell it how high to fly and hit bingo. And the thing is off doing a circuit of our airfield.
Nice.
And then you click it and it goes away. So I'm going to try that tomorrow.
Well, that should be a fun little FPV machine if, you know, not anything else, something to show your friends. Hey, y'all, watch this. I can fly through these gates and collect coins.
You know what I think? I don't know if Walkera would want to. Okay. I would love to be able to pull that camera out of there and put in a 5.8 and just make this an FPV quad, you know?
Huh.
So, it's possible. The other stuff's awesome. But
I would just leave the camera in it and just disable it or something. Can you do that?
Yeah, you could, and then put a cam on top. Then you would have the best of both worlds. That would be awesome if it did 5.8 and the other thing.
So it's only Wi-Fi?
It's Wi-Fi only, yes.
Now the caveat.
The problem I had was that it was dropping signal on me to the point where I wrote him and I said, boy, I don't know. And then he said, well, try the update. And I flew it up the driveway like I do with my little quads and never dropped a signal. It felt very fluid to me. So I like it.
See what a little firmware can do, huh?
It is. It's crazy.
So you're going to write a review on this one?
Yeah. I would love to be able to do it in the backyard, but I think I actually need to go out to the field to get the real.
Why don't you do it in the road? Sorry.
Jason, I think Jason, we were talking about you. We bet that you're super, super homesick at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like normally, like if you go on like a vacation or a trip, whether it's work or fun or whatever, most of the time it's like a week, maybe 2 weeks, and you're like, man, I'm not ready to go home yet. I want to stay. And we were just talking, like we've been here long enough now. We're at the point where we're like, man, we really want to go home now. Like we did it. We had the experience. We're all acclimated, and it's like, you know, we're ready to be done. You know, so I can't wait to get home and have that, you know, few days of adjustment or whatever to get back on schedule. But yeah, I'm ready to be back, man.
I bet.
What would you do if I sing out of tune? So
I will say that this challenge this week, the one that we're doing, is kind of right up my alley, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I better do well.
Is it haircut based?
Haircut based.
This is never going to end.
Cutting hair with the drone.
This is.
Listen, I got to tell you, this new haircut that lady gave you by accident looks awesome.
No, it's terrible.
Yeah,
I literally wear a hat every day on set now on camera because it's
I'll just say she lined you up nice, Jason.
Yeah, totally lined me up nice.
Womp, womp, womp.
Hey, everybody, let's go over some news.
News.
Yeah.
What's in the news?
Well, there's a lot of stuff in the news, and I'm just going to kind of do a brief skim over here. Am I transmitting now? There we go.
Yep.
All right. There's a lot of interesting things out right now, and
Jason, you need that one.
That thing looks awesome, man. We were actually looking in the van back from set today.
Blade Vortex, the Baby Vortex. It's a 150. We like them small. We know that this is actually going to protect the camera based, I think, on my F210. We'll find out.
Yep.
So that's new. How much?
They
is that?
screwed up the weight
Is
though.
it running 3-inch or 4-inch props? I didn't think I saw that anywhere.
You'd have to click right there on the info. Click here for more info.
$299. I guess that's
That's pretty.
the same now.
Yeah, for
Very
ready-made, ready to fly. I can't stop saying ready-made. Specs: 3-inch props, Jason.
Cool. Yeah, 4S 3-inch props. It's going to be pretty awesome.
Little heater, huh?
All right, all right. Also, this is pretty stinking awesome.
That's what I want.
An A10.
Thanks to Joe Vermillion for bringing that to my. What?
The Horizon just released a bunch of new stuff, didn't they?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, man. They don't rest on their laurels.
I have not heard a peep about this until I saw it this morning. And usually I hear a peep. Now, I want to talk about this thing if I haven't already. I had it in my hand last week. I flew it and it flew great.
And then
Matt Gunn, you're sending me that micro 200 milliwatt camera, right? From
yeah, the guy just wrote me this morning, and apparently he doesn't know who you are because I said send it to Jim Graham, and he goes, oh well, I'll need Jim's full information, even though I gave him your information, and I need to know, need to see some of his work. I'm like, you don't even know who this guy is, do you? He's only the freaking Mac Daddy of the RC Group show here. So
which company was it? Banggood?
Yeah.
Hey, will you forward that email to me?
Sure.
I'd like to blow his mind. I'd be like, oh, here's a video that had 200,000 videos. Perhaps.
Mic drop.
Yeah. So that camera is going to live right here.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we have some more stuff to talk about. Well, here's some big news. And I've been talking to these guys. That was only Friday. That's a lot of news between here and last Friday.
Hey, we've been ripping it out.
So it's RealFlight 10. It's all first of all, people think I am. I'm not a part of RealFlight. I don't work. They don't tell me anything. But when something big comes out, I like to be a part of it. And so this is a huge departure from the old RealFlight.
I'm going to Tower Hobbies. I'm going to check.
So basically it has a whole new engine, and it's called the Unigen. And so they rebuilt how all the graphics are handled. And so you've seen it before. Now, here's the thing. See that? Usually you would not be able to FPV that. So when you had a really cool field, you couldn't FPV it unless it was a 3D field. But 3D fields look like cartoons.
Right.
And so based on my research in my own backyard, I think that the 3D fields now look photorealistic, and we're going to be able to fly our planes and quads all through these.
The fact that you fly in photorealistic looking sceneries is mind blowing. It's awesome.
And a lot of people are saying, hey, if they didn't upgrade the physics, then I don't have any interest in buying the thing. I don't care how it looks. But I think they've totally revamped everything. And the only reason they didn't touch the physics is because the physics are almost perfect. Now, would you guys say that about RealFlight? Would you say the physics were almost perfect?
I think that if you dial in a little bit of wind resistance, like it's always like flying in a vacuum, right? So if you literally add just a little bit of turbulence to the air, it's extremely realistic. I think it's definitely on par with controlling an airplane. Heck, RealFlight taught me how to fly. It's all about physics and it's all about muscle movement. And if it doesn't relate to the real thing, why do it? And but it does. That's pretty slick.
It's always getting better and better and better with every release, The
one thing I have to do to get this going on my machine is buy a better graphics card.
I got myself set up for that, so I'm good to go.
That's one of the reasons I love my new VR PC I built, because it's got serious power for this stuff.
So you built one out all by yourself?
I sort of built one. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that with a Corsair.
It's got the GTX 1080.
Nice.
Lots of power, so it'll handle full resolution anything.
So last week we were talking about Mike Hines and his review that was coming out on the Hobby King Waco.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Cool.
So we went out and I shot some video with him.
You just said Waco. The whole argument that was in that
I'm sorry.
entire thing.
Taco 30.
Is it the
It's the taco.
Here's my favorite part of this video. Mike is
flying
this airplane and the guy goes, "What is it?" And Mike goes, "Well, it's a Hobby King playing actually, and it just flies beautifully." Totally unscripted, but sounded like something.
That's when you say that, you have to add in the fact that it's a good flyer, or else people will form an ugly opinion. That's what that statement said.
Well, we had a guy down here who was kind of smack talking the review, and I went in there, which I shouldn't have because it was kind of off topic. But
I went in there too, and we both turned him around, and I wasn't even trying to.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to say, Mike may never do another review for us. He doesn't have time. He didn't have time to do this review, you know? And so he's not going to say anything because he thinks he's supposed to. I mean, what does Mike care?
Yeah.
So anyway, there's that. It is beautiful.
gorgeous, yeah.
I'm a sucker for a biplane.
So my only gripe with those types of scale planes that come from Hobby King is that they never get the interior
Right.
bracing right. It's always bare balsa wood and built up so much in front of the front windscreen. If they would only just paint it gray or black, and I would be happy, you know.
Jason, you want to talk about this thing a little bit?
Yeah, the Hyperlight with Bob. So Pyro Flip, I think, is the guys that sell this in California. But I mean, this guy is incredible designer. He's one of the competitors on the show I'm with.
Cool name too, Hyperlight.
Yeah, the Hyperlight. It's a killer frame, dude. It's got a lot of thought and engineering into it. It flies great. It's a stretched X, so you know it handles really, really well.
Does that guy dye his eyebrows?
No. Persian. But this is the frame that I have been telling you guys all along that we were supposed to be getting here, that I was going to get, be able to build, you know, have and fly here, and they didn't have frames, and so it's not happening here. I may get one sometime, but I'm not going to get one while I'm here. So I'm kind of bummed about that because I really wanted to fly one here. But
I thought it was this totally
cool.
Once again off the point. The logo on your shirt and the logo on the video, it's so exactly the same. It's almost the exact same size.
It is the exact same the vector file. That is the same file.
It's too bad
Beautiful.
the .com is in your armpit though.
It says .co.
.co.
Jason, you really do look good in that hat, though. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, you take a bad situation and you turn it around.
I almost had, this is like the next day or something, man. It's like almost no hair there.
You need some Blade sunglasses and you get a full on, you know.
I thought that was a fly on his shirt, but that's your mouse clicker. Yeah, right. I'm like, there's a horse fly on him. Get it.
What about this thing? What do we think about this? Who's making this?
This is
Oh,
Hobbico's Rise.
Yes.
So,
Well, I will say it's good looking. Although I was telling Matt, I saw one the other day with a Willis Jeep body, and I was like, I want a Willis Jeep body on my quad.
yeah, that would be cool. It's got to be one of those New Bright Willis Jeeps, or maybe even the Sawback.
I gotta find that.
But this is interesting. I don't know how I feel about the antenna right there. That's going to be the first thing to break off, right?
Totally, as we all know.
Yeah. I like the LEDs in it. It's got a full-length PCB deck in there. Scroll down just a little bit. There you go. It's got that whole deck on there, covered up by the cover and all that sort of stuff. I think it's a nice rig. I don't know about the price point. I guess I could be a little bit wrong. I mean, it's $400, right? What is it? $399? Yeah, it's $400 for it. Granted, well, I don't know. It doesn't come with a fully assembled. I think it comes with a transmitter, receiver ready. So no, it does not come with the transmitter. And it's $400, but you can do the 150 for $300, and it's got the immersion name behind it. I don't know. It depends on what you're after. I mean, this looks like it can bang through some gates pretty good, but
Man, all these antennas need to live on the back and be off at an angle.
you're right.
Well, they actually, so the hyperlight frame that we just talked about, off to the side and below the main deck to where it has room.
What about when you're rolled over? Does it lose signal at some point? If it's off to the side?
It's totally fine. It's just, but it won't break. You won't break antennas anymore at the base.
There's nothing worse than putting your good antenna on your new whatever, and then bam, it's not.
Or like what I've done, or just you end up breaking the SMA, the board of the actual the transmitter. That happened to me, and Jason warned me. We went to Jason warned me. He said, "Don't put that there, man." I said, "I don't want it there." And next thing you know, it snapped right in half, and I'm like, "Jason, you son of a
scratcher."
I've been around
mother scratcher, mother of pearl.
Well, this one's at least at an angle in the back.
That has got to be the coolest looking Cadillac I've ever seen for FPV. Look at that thing. What is going on there?
You know what? It must. Whoever makes this piece right here must be able to be backlit. So when you fly it, the whole thing glows orange. That'd
be cool.
Is that fabric or is that?
That's got to be.
It's 3D printed.
Oh, look at this thing.
I bet money you could light it up then.
Multi RC. We interviewed them at CEF, Jim, me and you together.
Yeah. Multi RC. They're a grassroots FPV company just making quads because they love them, and they keep coming out with beautiful designs like this.
Now, do you think this is more of a freestyle rig, or do you think you can crash some gates with it? Yeah.
It's a do what you want. Yeah, it's racer. Definitely.
I guess most of these, the design is a design. Yes, there's some that are more aerodynamic and plenty of them that are built stronger than others. But in the right hands, you put everyone's like, oh, I got to have this and pay this and do this. But I guess you put it in the right person's hands and it doesn't matter all that much, the frame shape.
It's like Jimi Hendrix playing your guitar,
Yep.
You have to be at a certain level to be able to notice differences in the geometries and all that.
How's our contest going, Matt Gunn?
It's hacking away. So we have the castle contest ends on October 19th, and we also have another contest. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But this one is blown up, man. I have it on my subscribe threads, and every single morning there's posts, days of posts. So
let's see,
we're killing it.
Pages. And then we have another right here.
Yep, we have our Dramita car contest, and that one ends on October 14th. Hey, a little bit of feedback.
That was me grabbing my mic. If I have another dog, I'm naming it Dramita.
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 My 3-year-old son told me that if he wants a dog, so my son Preston said if we get him a dog, he's going to name him Hinkley. And I don't know where he got. I think it was the coolest name ever. I'm like, okay, the dog's going to be Hinkley. Anyway, not Dramita. But I do like that. The car contest, we're giving away 3 Dramita cars, 1/18 scale. They're either brushless or brushed. I'm not sure why you would choose the brushed version unless you're giving it to a 3-year-old, but you have that option. So you can get the brushless or the brushed, and we're going to give it to 3 different people. So we'll draw out of all the entries. Let's see if we can. Let me get back on you here.
This is a sexy, sexy truck.
You like that?
Oh, Lord.
So they took the Nero with the diff brain technology, and I know, what an intro, dude. It's like, oh, hi, I didn't see you there.
Nice grill.
You like that? So they took the Nero, which is ballistically fast. I mean, 60 mile an hour truck, and they put a all black body on it and sort of black chrome-ish looking wheels. So they made it more look like what you would consider a stock truck body on there. So I've got the Nero BLX sitting up there, and man, it is just the fastest thing I have ever driven in my entire life.
This thing must be expensive.
RC.
How much is this thing?
Oh God, what are they, like $799?
Well, it looks like it should be $700.
Let's see, Nero. The Nero is $699, and the Nero Big Block BLX with diff brain technology is $769. So they're up there, man. The diff brain technology allows you to shift between the 3 different differentials while you're from the transmitter. You can either go open, so if you're doing speed runs, you do not have all 4 wheels locked, and it will actually handle a lot greater at high speeds. Or you can lock just the rear wheels or the one of them so it wheelies better, and then you can lock all 4 of them, so you can rock crawl with it. Not sure why you would, because it's way too powerful. It's either sitting idle, or you barely touch the gas, and it's throwing rocks 400 feet out behind it. So it's really a difficult. It needs a wheelie bar. It does not come with a wheelie bar, and that should have had one. So,
Jason, I'll tell you a story. You remember the Hellion Dominus that we did that review on? We torture tested it.
Yep.
It's sat here for a year, and then it sat in my shop, and so I took it to Nashbro, and I wound up giving it to just somebody's kid. I don't know who it was, and
cool.
I was like, good. I had the 2 stop batteries, and I made sure everything was working. And I was coming in, I guess, Saturday night or something, or Saturday afternoon, and that kid was way off in the back corner driving the crap out of that car. And I was like, I stopped and talked to him for a minute, but I thought, man, that's what that car should be doing.
Yeah, totally. That's good.
I remember that review you guys did.
I was blown away at how tough it was. That was the toughest RC truck rally car I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I gave a Arma short course truck that I got years ago. I gave it to one of my cousins who was 12, 13 years old. Always wanted an RC car. I gave him this brushless car and this short course truck. I'm like, dude, have a good time. Don't forget about me. Here it is. Here's your free one. Now he goes and I just found out he races now. He races at the track and he doesn't invite me. He and his mom go and race. He goes and just has fun in a beginner class, and he's just having fun at the Medina Speedway RC track. And I'm like, dude, what the heck? Take me with you. He's like, oh, okay. I didn't know you wanted to go. Like, whatever. I want to go anytime, man. What you got there, Jim?
The Heli Extravaganza.
What a cool picture.
That is awesome. I'm sure Mr. Tim King set that up.
Just to slam into it and let me lay down underneath it while we take a photo.
Well, that'd be an interesting thing to show up at your quadcopter event.
That's RC.
And that's Jenny Orbaugh shot that. So there's the Castle Boys. I guess they're flying helicopters. And then in the back trees, they had the FPV course.
Those are some dang good-looking gates.
Just so colorful. Positive. Some water flying. So it appears that Clint's fishing and somebody's bringing in a extreme flight. Is that the crop duster plane? That's the one I think I wanted.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Who was it that went in that lake for the first time, thought it was going to be like 20 feet deep, stripped down to their skivvies, and then it was only knee deep? It's quality entertainment right there.
Awesome. Well, I think there's more news to be had, and you guys know that all you have to do to go see it is go to rcgroups.com. Also, man, Flying Giants. Don't forget about
tearing. Mark Murdoch, dude.
Ripping and a tearing.
Yeah, man.
Have y'all seen the Murdochs lately over at the Pecan Patch?
I'll be seeing them next month.
Oh, you're lucky. Why? What's going on over there next month?
We're having the Pumpkin Chunk DLG contest.
Oh God! Don't even say it. I hate pumpkin words.
Keep me in on the loop on that, Jason. Maybe I swing out that way.
I'll be going, man. It's at the Pecan Patch this year. I'll be camping out, having a good time.
Also, I was on the phone with Neil, our heli editor, just yesterday, and he and I had a long talk about things. And so we scheduled a little lunch for you, me, and he when you get back.
Oh, cool.
I hate you guys.
It's going to involve...
Dude, I cannot wait to get some real American restaurant food in my belly.
It's going to involve...
cheeseburgers.
Some eating and some 223s.
Yeah.
Pew, pew. That sounds like fun.
Pew, pew.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of it for me. I need to get the Airbot out to the field and fly it. I got my Radiant XL handled. I'm waiting for at least one thing from Kim over at Horizon.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to jinx myself, but I'm moderately caught up. Matt Gunn, you got the big killer wing review to finish?
Yeah, it's not really big, but it's small. And yes, I'm going to finish that. I'm going to finish my Eagle 800 TVL camera with somewhat low latency. So I cannot wait. I'm strapping this on and I'm going to go to town with that. I just wrapped up my See Me CNC Iris 3D printer review. You guys can check that out on RCGroups.
Well, we're supposed to talk about that. It's in the title of the podcast. And we have 8-9 minutes.
Save the best for last. Let me grab it.
We saw it last week, but right?
All right, here we go.
All the weeks are starting to blend.
What'd you say?
I said all the weeks are starting to blend.
All right, let me grab this off of here. There we go. So, got the Iris 3D desktop printer. Now, if that doesn't scream desktop, I don't know what it does, man. This thing is tiny. Look at that. So, you got it comes with a roll of 1.75 PLA in brilliant blue, and it prints right out the box. So all you do is you download what's called Matter Control, and you run a couple of included codes that make it checks on here where the bed is, and it says, okay, the bed's height is this compared to all this other stuff. Whoa, I got some feedback. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but that was kind of funky. Okay, so hold on. What is that? It's totally feeding back.
It's CB radio.
I know, man.
Break 1 9. Break 1 9.
I don't hear anything. Are you hearing it, Jim?
Oh yeah, I hear it.
Anyway, weird. Awesome printer, prints right out the box. All you do is hook up Matter Control, run a few G codes that are part of Matter Control, put whatever you want in there, and hit print. And just to show you guys, here's some Tiny Whoop Tiny Whoop camera frames that I printed. Just banging them out. This thing does these Tiny Whoops in like, I don't know, 16 minutes. It'll print one of these, so it's pretty quick. Just for comparative purposes, here is a servo cover that I printed in ABS, and it's lightweight, man. It weighs nothing, so it's just the same as any other servo cover. I print all sorts of stuff. I've become quite the addict. I print toys for my son. I print camera holders and things for my Inspire tray. So I can print
some glasses frames around a set of lenses and create your own.
I could on my big printer. I've got a huge row stock over there that's 4.5 feet tall. Yes, I could easily print anything. I can print something that's this big around and this tall. So
awesome. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, you could do it if I had the ability. I'm not a very good designer with this stuff. I can do simple things, but I'm not very good at it. So,
so when Blade, I can't remember if it was Blade or Tahoe Ed, but when they put the iPad mini size tablet holder thing on Thingiverse for the Mavic, I want one of those. I'll pay you for it, whatever. But
you ain't got to pay me for it. Just I'll print it. Yeah, it'll be big and orange. That's the only problem.
That's okay.
All right. It'll be this color right here.
Yeah,
did you ever get that Cadillac thing that I printed you, Jim? All right, watch this. So I made this for Jim, and I have no idea. He's gonna go get it, right? All right, we'll take it.
Go ahead again.
All right, there he is. So I printed a Cadillac grill for Jim. That's a keychain holder. I found it on Thingiverse and printed it. It took like, I don't know, man. It took like 5 hours to bang this thing out.
Yeah.
The smell of burning ABS was heavy in the air after it was done, but it looked so cool. And it was partially the reason I felt bad that Jim leather tooled me a holster for my gun. So I'm like, well, let me do the best I can with what I got. So, yeah. All right, we're back on you, Jim. Let's see what he's got in here. I'm going to show you this thing. And he's coming down. All right. Anyway, any second now. All right, back to me. And
no, he's showing us something.
What?
Oh, that's his gun holder. His gun
There's
bag.
no gun. There's no guns in it.
I wear them when I, put them in the back. Here we go.
Check this thing out, man.
See it? Nice.
So that's 3D printed.
Holy cow. That is huge.
I know, man. That took me forever.
Yeah,
Hey, why don't you have, did anything break on it when it shipped to you?
I thought I broke something.
Like those tongs that hold the keys?
I thought I broke the tong, but I must have glued it back on with one of my killer glues from the company that makes foam tack.
You need to spray paint that and color it like a front of a grill and freaking hang it up, man.
On the Cadillac, my Cadillac emblem rusted and just fell off one day.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking about totally jumping the track, taking my Longhorns, panning up, show Longhorns, see them?
Yeah.
Taking those, but I want them removable. So when I drive it, I can put the Longhorns on the front, but I want to be able to click something and take them off so no one will steal them.
Totally
go full boss hog.
Or break my hood in the effort of stealing my horns.
Mm-hmm.
Well, winter is not here yet. It's still hot out there. Jason's going to be home in time for us to do a little bit of flying.
Woo-hoo.
And so we'll get the Type W in the air and hopefully some other things. And Matt has his work cut out for him to go out and do some aerial videography.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With his full-time spotter.
Yeah, buddy. The spotter that always there for me.
Jason is tired and needs to go to bed now.
Yeah, bedtime. So weird.
Yeah. Well,
shout out, before we go, shout out to all my people down in Florida, all my family in Savannah, Georgia, that's bracing for Hurricane Matthew. This is going to be a Category 5 freaking storm.
What's that, 180 mile an hour, 160?
Yeah, it's going to be really, really rough. So I got a lot of I'm from Savannah, Georgia. Got a lot of family that's there right now. I've been talking to them, and they're all battening down the hatches and getting the heck out of town. So I'm, thinking about everybody down there and all the people that are watching right now that are based out of Florida. Get the heck out, man. Go to the west coast of Florida or something, or at least get the heck out because it's coming right up the East Coast.
Breaking news on that topic, we just got an email from the FAA saying do not fly near hurricane response efforts. You can get civil penalties up to $32,000 and possible criminal prosecution.
Yep, because people are going to go out after the storm and want to get that footage that's going to go on Weather Channel and CNN and stuff like that. And that's a problem for all the military and rescue helicopters that are going to be operating.
So they're saying UAS or drone operators supporting disaster response operations must be approved by the FAA prior to operating. You may seek approval by following these steps. You must secure support from a government entity.
Yep.
And an operation must directly contribute to the response, relief, or recovery effort. After completing step 1, you must then contact the FAA Systems Operations Support Center. It gives the number. And then after calling them, the operator must also send the request via email to this email. That's like a lot of work.
Well, if you're part 107, if you're part 107, you would know you have to take the proper protocols if you want to remain legal and fly. That's not to say you can't fly after the hurricane passes through, but if you interfere with manned aircraft, boy, you're up the creek, because that's the same thing as wildfire. And,
I don't know how public this is. It's probably pretty public. But you remember the whole wildfire thing, and they had to keep, aircraft from flying over fires, and they grounded airplanes and stuff because of that?
Yep.
I bet you didn't know that it was actually the firefighters. The fire chief was the one piloting the drone. The firefighters knew about it, and they didn't ground the airplanes. They were holding the airplanes until they get reconnaissance from the drone that they were using. And the media just turned that into drones are getting in the way of firefighting operations.
Sounds like a story to me, Jason. Where'd you get that content?
From people I know that are here, that are from LA where that happened.
Well, let's write that story, man.
Seriously, that is breaking news. I mean, really, that is breaking news for in our favor.
It's like drone flies on Washington lawn, turns out to be a drunk government employee, you know.
Womp, 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 womp.
On a brighter note, happy birthday to Jeremy Siebens today. He used to work in Hobco. Now he works at Knife Edge. And
Nice.
I'm not sure how old he is. He can't be that old. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to my wife yesterday.
Yeah.
Did y'all go out to dinner, Becca?
We did a couple of nights before, but last night she came home from work, and Preston and I were sitting at the table, and I had a little cake there with candles on it and presents, and she came in, and we all went, "Happy birthday!" And,
Nice.
and it was all that was needed.
Nice. Well, thank you guys. Jason, thanks for staying up late with us in Croatia. Matt Gunn, thanks for all that you do on a daily basis. And thank all of you that watch our live broadcast. And P.S., by the way, we have a podcast, audio only. It will probably go up today or in the morning, and you can check out our DJI interview and our Eagle Tree interview, all in that lovely vocalized podcast.
I'm not sure why you wouldn't want to look at our lovely faces on video.
Well, they might be driving to work, which many people do.
Yeah.
They might be
like us.
They might be hair cutters and listen to podcasts in the background.
You're not going to let that one die.
I'm Jim T. Graham, your host. Thanks for watching.
I'm Matt Gunn, your co-host.
And wait, that's Jason Cole. No,
the co-host as well. Double co-hosts. Is that what we are?
Now we go. Jason Cole. I don't know. Woo! Hot trigger.
No more hot trigger.
Okay, we're out of here. Come back and see us every Thursday at 2. Please hit the like button. It makes us know you like us. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to PM any of us, and we'll answer your question on air. It'll be twice as cool as if we just wrote back to you. And now I'm going to hit the stop broadcast button because this broadcast has come to an end.
In 5, 4.
Thanks to all the live viewers.
2,
3, 2. And we're...
1.
It's still going.
Marticus gonna curse. Croatian.